Here we're asked to write an equation for the graph at the right. So in this first one, I'm going to look specifically at my y or my x-intercepts here, and then later on I may use the y-intercept or some other point to help me out. But to start here, to create an equation for the graph, I'm going to say because it crosses at -3, that I am going to have x plus 3 in my equation. The next part, I have it crossing at -1, so I have x plus 1, and then it's crossing at +2, so I have x minus 2. And the reason I switched the signs on these is because we're saying that if I plugged in these values, like -3, it would make the whole equation equal to 0. And that's why it crosses the x-axis, because the y value is 0. The only thing to add into this is because when I zoom in at these points here, the first one goes through, the second one goes through, and the third one bounces off. Or if you zoom in, you can kind of see that it gives this parabola-like shape. So we call that, a double root. And so when we call it double root, that means that we're really just going to have x minus 2 squared. That's what gives us this like bouncing off like shape. That's like the generic equation. It says explain how you decide if your equation represents the graph. Well, because of the x-intercepts, what can you do to the equation to make it a better fit? And that would be to find out maybe like a stretch or a compression value here, like an a value is what we call it. And to do that, we would just take a point and plug that into the equation and solve for a, right? So we'd put the y value here, we put the x values into here, and then we would solve for a. So for example, for B, it says, hey, the graph goes through the point 116. Let's use that to help us find a better version of the equation. So in this one here, I got x plus 3. So I got a, and then I'm plugging in 1 for my x values. 1 minus 2 squared. Now I'm just simplifying. So I got 4 times 2 times -1 squared, which is just +1. And so then I get 16 equals 8a, and my a value becomes 2. So now to rewrite my final equation here, I'm just going to take that a value and plug it in. So f of x equals 2 times x plus 3, x plus 1, x minus 2 squared. And that's my better equation. Maybe still not perfect, but definitely helps in this situation.